If you're a young leader right now listening to this conversation and thinking about how you can build a relationship and the power of the relationship with your people, actually how you interact with that individual person isn't the biggest thing, because what those people in your team are doing is watching you. So maybe Jocko comes down and wants to build a relationship with me, and okay, I'm trying to figure it out, is he authentic or genuine? Yeah. What I actually get to do is watch Jocko with the other 10 dudes on the team. Mm-hmm. And over time, if Jocko is just how he is and he believes in that, and that actually he's going to treat everybody the same way. And it's not going to be what he does or says to me that gets me to buy off that he's on board with this. As I'm going to see him in everything else that he does. I'm going to come to the conclusion like, dude, this is legit. That guy cares about everybody else being successful. Yeah. And then look, your people are going to need you at times. And you will have opportunities to build relationships, but the authenticity isn't just what do I say to Echo to get Echo to like me or curry favor with Echo. Because actually what you're doing to your leader is you're watching everything they're doing. And the reason being fake about it doesn't work isn't because I just see it with me, is I see you do it with everybody else. Yeah. That's why it's so obvious, because you're out there trying to figure out how to play the game with all these 10 different people. And if you're faking it's gonna be completely obvious. Not because of how you and I interact. So the thing that actually has to start with, if you've now put in charge of a team or a leader, go back and read that second platoon commander from Jocko's second platoon. He didn't walk in and go, I'm honored to lead you, to count you as people that work for me on my team. He just said, I'm happy to be a part of this, and I'm happy to help make this team win. That's it. You don't need to elevate the stature. Everybody knows who the boss is. The chain of command is understood. Everybody's got that hierarchy. Mm-hmm. What you actually need to do is look for ways to break down those barriers and just have them recognize all this guy cares about is us winning. That's all he cares about. And by behavior after behavior after behavior, eventually you're either doing it or you're not. And if you're doing it, people are going to get on board. If you're not, you're going to fail no matter what you do. And people are going to see that a mile away.
Oh, yeah. Smell it on you.
Mm-hmm. This continues on. It is obvious that building a trustworthy relationship with your superiors is important. But how do you do that? One of the simplest ways is obvious but often gets overlooked. That is performance. Your boss expects you to complete certain tasks, so complete them. Do them on time, on budget, and with as little drama as possible. Get the mission done. This includes doing things you might not be 100% in agreement with. I did this throughout my career, and it always served me well. Boss wants me to fill out some extra paperwork? Cool, I'll do it. Boss needs me to cover a shift for someone else on the team? I've got it. Boss needs me to help clean up some administrative mess that got spilled? I'm on it. Boss has a nasty, low-reward mission that needs executing? I'm all over it. With each one of those problems, I am the solution. With each problem I solve, the level of trust with the boss goes up. And I will continue on that path. I won't complain or try and shift bad jobs onto someone else or even look for some kind of praise. I will simply put my head down and do the work. Over time, my boss will know that I am the person who can make things happen. And more important, I gain clout with the boss. This is the opposite of the subordinate who complains and objects or always thinks he has a better way to do things. He loses influence with the boss every time he opens his mouth. Any objection from that subordinate is seen by the boss as another typical excuse. The more you talk, the less people listen. On the other hand, when I do what needs to be done, the boss trusts that I can make things happen. The boss also knows that if I do raise an objection, it is likely to be founded on solid facts that should be considered. Since I get things done and don't constantly voice my objections, the boss actually listens. I always utilize this strategy with my senior leadership, and it worked well. I would simply make things happen as often as I could. Now, here's where this is I'm gonna preemptively shut down your next comment, Echo Charles.
Okay.
Because I know I can already see from this conversation where your head's at. Yep. So listen to this. And this is where I kind of feel like I make my money.
Sure.
Right here.
Lay it
this
on.
is next level, okay? But how does that appear from the perspectives of your subordinates? Right? Because now everyone's looking at you going, you just do whatever the boss says. For instance, if I recognize that there are some flaws in my boss's plan, then my subordinates certainly recognize the same thing. What do I tell them? How do I preserve their respect if they think I can't see the errors the boss is making? The answer is simple. I tell them the truth. I say, hey team, I know there might be some better ways to skin this cat, but at this point, the effort to change the plan would take almost the same effort that it will to just get this job done. So we are just going to do it. And let me tell you what else we're doing by getting this done. We are building trust with the boss. Every one of these little tasks from him that we crush allows him to trust us more and more. And that gives us the ability to get listened to. So when something comes up that really doesn't make sense, he will listen. That is why we are going to execute this plan to the absolute best of our ability. There you go, Exo Charles. Your next question just got preemptively answered.
No more questions.
You're welcome. That's the part. See, that's the part where people get worried, and that's the answer.
Yeah.
People get worried.
Big time.
What are the guys going to think of?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And especially when you say like we're gonna build trust with the boss, it's like, man, that's like, bro, I have no argument to that. Like when I'm saying I don't want to build trust with the boss, unless you're just some like anti-team member, and no one's that really, and well, we don't want to be that. But yeah, that's it's good. Thank you.
You're welcome.